what I do here at the cabin is forget things and have to run back to town to get them done so that I can finish projects. I do this job, or I do the YouTube thing in my spare time, and I work full time as well. So I work 40 plus hours a week in town, and then that only leaves me a certain amount of time, especially this time of year, to get anything else done around the cabin. It can be frustrating, back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. And when I have a big project, I usually have everything lined up and set up and ready to go for it, but this weekend's just basically a few little projects, so I'm an idiot, forgot stuff. And then one of the boards that I bought, I intentionally bought 2 8-foot and 1 6-foot board, thinking the 6-foot board would have been more than enough, and it wasn't. And rather than patch it together, I want it to look good when it's done. I'm working on the backsplash in the kitchen. So I'm running back to town to trade the 6-footer in for an 8-footer. This is the typical what I do and how I get anything done on the weekends here in Alaska while working full time and living off grid. I'm Sean in Alaska. Enjoy. At least I get a beautiful sunrise. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not happy to see this again. 10 below zero. We got below zero temperatures today and tomorrow, and then they're going to come back up again on Saturday into the 20s where they belong. Been spoiled this entire winter, but it's okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. This is like the first below zero day of January. Well, that's 8 degrees above zero, and this morning was like supposed to be the last of the coldest mornings that we had left. It's supposed to warm up now. I'm looking at the forecast for tomorrow, and we're still going to go below zero tonight, but just like 3 degrees below. Chickens are outside enjoying themselves. I split up some wood off of the wood pile, and I got the wood stocked up inside, and I got the wood filled out in the wood box. I had a viewer asking if I have a fire extinguisher, and I do. It always pays to have a fire extinguisher. Always. Even if you don't have a wood stove, have a fire extinguisher. And I'm just kind of kicking back, answering comments on this week's YouTube video of, When Moose Attack, Part 2. I haven't seen her today, but I would not doubt if she makes herself known. If she does, I'll turn on the camera. I don't want to hurt her. I just want to get her moved out of the way. And I should... state to everybody who's been awesome enough to leave comments on these videos and to watch them. I'm not going to bother fixing the fence this year. I'm planning on moving the chicken coop and building a better chicken run. And I'll put a wire on top with a battery and a little solar charger panel to give her a charge on the nose when she tries to jump the fence or tries to get close to it. And I think that should do the trick in the new location. But the fence will be a lot beefier, trust me. But yeah, that's all I'm doing today. Just kind of kicking back and relaxing. It's Friday, and I'm off for the next couple of days. It's 2 degrees below zero, and I'm getting ready to go to bed. But 64 upstairs, 64 downstairs. Look at the humidity, 23 and 10. That is absolutely crazy. So I've got the wood stove pretty much banked for the night. I'm going to fire up the propane heater as well because that thing's going to cool down too much. And hit the sack. It's about 9:15 right now. That's my exciting Friday night. Watched a couple of episodes of some old TV shows. An episode of Babylon 5 and an episode of a show called Revolution, which is always a fun show to watch. Only 2 seasons, but it was fun. So not having real hardwood here in Alaska means that, my fire won't go for the whole night. But tonight, and I just got up. I went to bed at about 9:30, and it's about 5 this morning. I
still have some coals in there, which is awesome. So I'm gonna get a little fire started. I just popped a couple of pieces of wood on there right now. See if we can't get this thing fired back up again. It's about 4 below outside, so it never really got super cold. The temperature's on the way up today. Nice. Nice thing to do first thing in the morning is kick back by the wood stove. It took about 5 minutes to get this thing going. It's already cranking out the heat again. Let's add some more wood. This morning I'm going to sit with my back to the fire. Hash browns, 2 eggs over easy, some sourdough toast, and breakfast sausage. Yum. So a lot of my time this time of year is spent waiting for the sun to come up. Because it's just too dark really to do anything outside. I got a couple of projects I think I want to get done today. I think I'm going to tackle the backsplash on the kitchen counters. And then I've got some other stuff I've been working on for the kitchen that I think I'm going to go ahead and get done as well. So, I mean, a lot of this is hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. But it's January, well, February 1st today. And we're looking at 8:30 in the morning. And the sun is already starting to come up. So that's a bonus. It's getting earlier and earlier every day. Sun's going down now at about 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, so our days are getting longer much faster. These are glove warmers, but they do an awesome job of keeping the toes warm, too. Almost forgot to put the spikes on. The chains for feet. I hate sliding on ice, and I hate falling on my butt on ice, and usually when it happens, it's because I didn't want to take the 10 minutes to, or the 10 seconds to flip these on my feet. They do a great job. All right, I get the lights off in here. Go let the chickens out. Get them fed. I think today I'll pull the game cam footage and see what we have on the game camera. See what we got. We'll do a little experiment here. Right now it is 66 degrees downstairs and upstairs. Humidity is 23 upstairs and 10% downstairs. And we'll see what the temperature and humidity look like when we get back. So let's go let the ladies out. Got the wood stove all buckled down. Yesterday I split the refills for that. I'll probably do another couple of 4 runs on that today. Got my hydration fluid. Probably drink one of these a day. Uh-oh, where'd I put my keys? There we go. Here's where I've been storing the chicken feed to keep it away from Matilda the moose. We'll call her calf Bullwinkle. How's that sound? Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Sam. How you guys doing today? I'm gonna have to adjust this too. So I'm going to just leave this out here today because it really doesn't make any difference. It's not going to rain, but it's easier for me to get. Normally I put it under here, but Matilda's been getting her head under there anyway, so we'll just put it right out in the open. Good morning. How are you guys doing this morning? You guys want some food here? Slide that down. Hang on a second here. There we go. Open up the old door and they can get out on their own. Good morning, pretty girls. Good morning. Morning, Sam. What's up, bud? All right, now they can go in and out for the rest of the day. That's what we like to see. All right, get ready to head to town here. 8 boards, plus I need to pick up an adhesive to secure them to the wall. And then I think I have some, I don't know if I have any left, so I'll probably get another tube of silicone caulking for the bottom and top edge, so we don't get any fluid pouring, sliding underneath, or any junk back behind. It's pretty out right now. Temperature gauge says 0 Fahrenheit. It's usually colder out here than what my weather forecast says it is. It's a gorgeous day. It's absolutely beautiful. I made sure to plug in the solar panel for the OPS, the big panel that I rewired in last week's video. We'll see. Any energy, any free energy is good energy at this point, right? Anytime I don't have to run the generator. But that'll just be for the OPS, and I think it was at 68% when I turned it off last night. I'm looking now at buying solar panels for the entire system, and it's amazing what kind of deals you can find on Facebook Marketplace for that kind of stuff. So I'm in talks with a guy right now where, for $110 a panel, I can pick up 250 watt panels, which is awesome. And then he's got some other ones. They're 345 watt panels, I think. They're like $100, but those are designed for hot climates, and I'm not in a hot climate. The 345, those are Aptos, and they're really highly rated for like Arizona desert climates. I don't know what they are for winter climates here. But yeah, my mind has been working on what I'm going to do, jumping right out of the gate in spring. I've got a million things to do. I got to build a wood shed so I can get the solar panels up. I mean, I can get the solar panels up anyway. There'll come a point where it doesn't matter. But unlike my buddy Todd, who lives just across the street from me and can get sun all day long, I have a ton of trees in my property. And the way his panels point, he's got a big open meadow, so there's no trees. So the minute the sun comes above the tree line at the other side of his meadow, he gets sunlight all day long. So today he'll be making power. Won't have to run the generator at all. I have a lot of trees, so in order for me to get above those trees, I need to mount those panels up higher, and the woodshed just seemed like a natural solution. Mount them right on the woodshed. I don't have to run a whole bunch of wires. I can mount a couple of them in a different direction so that I can take advantage of the sun first thing in the morning and then for the rest of the afternoon, because the sun kind of goes around in a circle up here in Alaska. It doesn't just kind of come up on your left and go down on your right. When you're pointing, when you're pointing south, right? Yeah, if you're pointing south, then east is your left and west is your right. So I want to take advantage of that as much as I can all day long. So that I've got the woodshed. I'm with the moose attacks video, and everybody always talking about, hey, you need to fix your fence. You need to fix your fence. I don't need to fix the fence in the chicken coop. What I need to do is, what I planned on doing and didn't do, is move the chicken coop to a better location and build a better run. And then I'll go with a piece of electrical top wire on there with a small solar panel that will keep the battery topped up. You can buy those all day long on Amazon. So I'll more than likely set up that system, and I'll run a top wire and probably run a lower wire as well. And that way the moose will get her nose zapped if she gets too close to that top wire. And if she gets too close to that bottom wire, she'll get her nose zapped, or any other critters will get their noses zapped too, without hurting them. So I gotta build a woodshed, I gotta move the chicken coop, I need to do something about the drain system for underneath the cabin. So I need to maybe get somebody that I know with a backhoe to come drill me out a drain path towards the back of the property to get that done. And I got a ton of stuff to do this year. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun year. Fun. I'm gonna show you what's going on the road into town here in Funny River, Alaska. Beautiful sunrise, 10:07 a.m. on February 1st, and the temperature, according to my truck, is 1 degree Fahrenheit. We're 1 degree above zero. So, we were at zero at the cabin, which meant the inside of the cabin was 66 degrees warmer than the outside of the cabin. That's pretty. That's for one project. That's for the other project. So this will attach it to the wall, and then this will seal everything up when it's done. This is for kitchen and bath project. Well, that's a big one. I don't need anything that big. Just looking for a little one. I'm not getting one today, but I need to get a freezer for the cabin. Shelving, let me look at that too. Shelves, shelves, shelves. Kind of want to avoid the plastic if I can. All right, we're not doing that today. That's kind of nice. Shelf just sits right on top of it. That's a project for another day. Pickings are slim. I don't like how any of that looks, so I went with Select over here instead of going with the expensive stuff. These should work. All right, I went with Select Pine because, basically I got out the door with everything right now for $102. That was including sales tax, because I do have sales tax in Kenai. It was like $98 before tax, and one of the oak or maple boards would have cost me $64. So it would have been a lot more expensive. I'm going to treat these anyway, and the reason why I went with Select Pine over just regular 1x6 dimensional lumber is because the 1x6 was just terrible. It was absolutely ugly. So I went with the Select. I picked up some sandpaper, I picked up some screws. What else did I get? I looked at shelving, but I'm not doing that project today because I do want to put some shelves in the kitchen. I also want to put 2 cabinets on the back wall, 2 uppers. But I have a plan for what I want to do in between them, so I have to make sure I have the measurements all set out for when I'm done. But yeah, we'll get home and we will go ahead and get this project started. I have to sand it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this wood. I'm going to stain it a colonial maple, and we'll see how that looks. And I'll try it out on one of the scrap pieces after I get everything cut and fit, and then I'll see if I can't oil it as well to bring out even more of the hue from the colonial maple stain. We'll see what happens. But I went with a 1x6 because basically a backsplash in kitchens is anywhere between 3 and 6 inches. So and a 1x6 is actually 5.5 inches wide. So that gives me right in that area that I need to be. And I wanted to go with wood because it'll be easier to clean up. It doesn't matter if it gets beat up a little bit. It really won't. It's on the back of the wall. We'll see. But yeah, all kinds of stuff in there. I could spend a lot of money in the orange store. I'm going to pull over up here and we'll take a look at the wildlife, and then probably going to stop right when we get to the base of the hill at Funny River. Take some pictures of that because the river's frozen over again. It's beautiful. It really is. Ah, good. They're here. Okay. So I call these 2 Fred and Ethel, and they're here all winter long. There's one. Back it up here. Where are you at, Ethel? There we go. There's the other. A couple of bald eagles. They've been coming here for, I mean, I've been out here for, what, 11 years now? Holy smokes, going on 12 years now? And they've always been here. A lot of times they're sitting together on the same tree. But lately I've noticed that they kind of split up there. And I think it's because folks like to feed them. And they're kind of protecting their area here. But yeah, these two bald eagles are here all the time. I think everybody out here's got a different name for him, but I've always called him Fred Nuffle. It's gorgeous out today. Holy smokes. Okay, next stop will be Funny River, and it's the main reason why I want to stop there is because with the thaw, we had the ice melt on the river, and then the river came way up. And then we had the freeze, and basically the water started running over the top of the river, and then it froze. So now we have like this huge overflowing river, but it's all ice. It's super, super cool. Check that out. It is 10 degrees Fahrenheit as we head back home here in Funny River. And the reason, or the way Funny River got its name, from what I understand, from what I've read, is that it was named Funny River because the locals thought it sounded like laughter as it was running through. So they started calling it Funny River. And I don't know if that's a true story, but I like it. So that's what we're going to say. All right, the Funny River Bridge. If you can look over here on the right, you see all that ice? That's overflow from the river. Pull over. Jane Clara Court. There's nothing built out here. It's just like a kind of a turnaround. Can't really see it from here, but off there is the Kenai River. I've fished at this spot of the river down here. Done pretty well there too. That's where I messed up my knee though. All right, let's go for a walk. I'll show you the lower river. I don't know if we'll look at the upside of the bridge or not. Normally this is feet deep in snow. I could actually drive. Whoops. That's ice. I could actually drive through here right now, which is not common, at least not since I've lived up here. Somebody's been hiking around to go see the river with their pup. See the pup tracks or the people tracks. I've seen people put boats in and take boats out of here. And this is the spot that they do it at, generally speaking, right here. Look how high the river is right now. Still have movement in the middle of the river. I don't want to get too close, but that's over the bank actually. Normally it's never that high. I mean, even during the summer. So that's just from freeze and thaw, and then every time it thaws, the water runs back over the top of the ice, and then it freezes again. Walk up here. Again, normally it's not this high. It's up in the trees now. It's pretty mesmerizing, isn't it? And it winds up and around there and winds up there, and it just keeps going up that way. So yeah, that's Funny River. And if you want to see what it normally looks like this time of year, I think it was when I took the picture, it was this time of year. Look at the banner picture on my YouTube page, right on the top of it. And that'll give you an idea what it should normally look like. But it's been a mild winter. It's been a crazy mild winter up here this year. They happen every once in a while. The explanation I heard for it was pretty simple. Whenever we get warm, the south gets extremely cold. And that's, you know, it's not that it has never happened before. It happens occasionally. It's just a pretty rare occurrence that it does happen. But however weather works, which is pretty much pressure and air pressure and that kind of stuff, we get certain formations of air pressure up here, and then the cold goes over the top of Alaska and then comes down and it ends up hitting the southern United States. And so we don't get a whole lot of rain and everything in the winter. Normally we don't get a whole lot of snow in the winter. I mean, we do, but we have more clear days, I think, than we have snowy days. But this year, because of that change in weather pattern, we've had a lot more rain, which has melted all the snow that we got in the beginning of the year. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, see you when we get back to the cabin. How's that sound? And we're back. Take a look and see if we were visited by the moose. Apparently not, because that probably would have been knocked over. So, hi guys, how are you? How we doing? Pretty girls. All right, I need to get this cleaned off too. And we still have some smoke coming out of the chimney. Let's go inside and see what we got for temperature. See how well it maintained itself. And I'll come back and get those boards and the stuff out of the back of the truck. Oh, it's nice in here. Holy smokes. Oh. 62 degrees and 63 degrees. 62 upstairs, 63 downstairs. And open that up a little. We still have some wood in there, not much, but we'll get it going back up again. In the time it took me to walk out there and get the boards out of the back of the truck, we're already rocking and rolling again. So now I need to get the wood rack filled up again. Maybe I'll slide it out of there and sweep the stuff out from underneath it. There we go, all filled back up again, all swept up. I kind of like the fact that all the bark kind of falls through the cracks and ends up underneath that rack, because then I can just slide the rack out and sweep it up. I need to do something about this trim though here. I need to get this completed before I ruin the edge of the tile. But yeah, cruising right along. We'll let that get going a little more, and then I'll throw another one on there once I break it down. Let's see if I have to shave off, or actually how much I have to shave off of this, because I'm sure I'll have to. Oh, beautiful. I'm not going to have to shave anything off of that. Awesome. Okay, so now I need the measurement for this one. Come on, get over there. Looks like 85 and 1, 2, 3, 85 3/8. Right to the edge of that. Nice. Got a little bit of a dip here, where the countertops don't really match perfectly, but I can just caulk that. That'll be fine. I like the height of these, so with that in mind, I can actually do this piece over here because I have a couple of pieces of scrap out there, one nice size that will fit here. Nobody will see it, the scrap will be on the end over there. I mean, I kind of want to do it in one piece. You know what, yeah, I'll just go ahead and take that piece back and get another 8-footer and cut that in place tomorrow. But I want to take the pieces I have out there and I want to kind of split them and do one with stain and do one with this oil that I used on here, the mineral oil, and see how it comes up with the mineral oil and how it comes up with the stain. Because the colors aren't that much different from what I originally had here. So let's try the mineral oil one first, and then we'll see how that wood comes out. Because if I can avoid having to stain it, I'd rather not stain it. I'd rather just go ahead and use the mineral oil, and then I can get these glued, in placed, and done. And then I just have to come back through and oil them when I'm finished. Oil them and then run the bead of caulking across the top and then this bottom edge as well. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Just put a little bit of oil on there and use a paper towel probably to wipe it in. I like how the yellow comes out here. That'll give you a good representation. It's pretty darn close. I'm just going to mineral oil. I'll just oil them. That way it's the same material as what I'm doing on the countertops. And there's not, you don't have to worry about anything on the backsplash except for splashes that get up on there, right? So the mineral oil will protect that. But then when I'm going through here and I'm re-oiling the top, I can just go ahead and oil those all the way around as well. So yeah, I like that. That will do, pig. That will do. That's just silicone there. I didn't do the 45s because I don't want to mess with that. And that is the difference between the two countertops right here. But I think that'll be awesome. I like the break there between the window. I think that'll look good. I saw some shelves that might work for over here, but I'm not quite sure yet. I might just build them myself. A spice rack for right there. It'd be nice to have the spices right out in front. But yeah, so I'll run a bead of caulking across the top edge where it meets the wall, and I'll run a bead of silicone on the bottom as well, so that we don't get anything that runs back behind there or falls back behind the top, and it'll seal up all those gaps. All right, well, I gotta put these up. It's so busy in cabin, I forgot to put this stuff up. All right, all the ladies I think are in. Put the headlight on and make sure. You all in, girls? Hello, ladies. Everybody ready for bed? And Sam? All right, we'll see you guys in the morning.
ever since I had the ermine issue. I have started closing up the coop and leaving it closed at night. I'm gonna have to fix that gate tomorrow. And then, of course, with the moose issue, I put the feed away every day. Didn't see the moose at all today, which is a good sign. Now I can go back in the cabin and take my shoes off, because I do not have to come back out again. Put all this stuff away first. Got the fire rocking away right now. 400 degrees on top of the stove. 300 degrees going out the pipe. I might crank this down a little bit. So that little vent right there. Slow it down a bit. Drive the air on there. I put this trivet. I picked this up at Sportsman's Warehouse, and I put the old camp coffee pot on there. I imagine I could probably make myself a cup of tea right now with that water that's in there. It's supposed to help keep humidity going, but we're still at 23% humidity and 10% humidity. About time for batteries in there too. 64 and 64. The update on the beer is the gas is starting to push the bubbler back up again, which is good. The temperature's getting warmer on there. What'll happen is it'll push all the oxygen out and replace it with a layer of CO2 over the top of the beer, which will protect it. Right now it's got alcohol in it, so it should be pretty well protected anyway. Nice. I'm going to grab myself something to eat. Oh, I should stop by Brother Will's, get some water. Actually, I'll go by his place after I'm done doing this on the kitchen counter. It's 9 a.m. right now. Sun's coming up every day. More and more sunshine. I love it. The nice thing, though, is the temperature outside is actually 8 degrees according to my temperature gauge. We'll see what it is in the truck when I head into town. But much warmer than it's been. It's been below zero every day. Yesterday was right at zero. We look like we've got a warming trend going on for here. All right, well, I guess we should probably head on out. This, my famous green hat. Sunglasses, regular glasses. We're good to go. I'll turn off the lights in the kitchen and start heading to town.